Welcome everyone to round 3, the final round of November 18th Gundam card game night over at Bulldog Community Gaming LLC. Once more, if you guys are looking for a place to play some Gundam card game action, check out Bulldog Community Gaming LLC in Brownsburg, Indiana. Tuesday nights, 6:30, $5 entry. As well as if you guys ever want to catch this Gundam card game action live as it is happening, check the links down in the description below for Bulldog's Twitch and Facebook page where you can catch the Gundam card game action live as it is happening. Tuesday nights, 6:30. Well, here we go, folks. Our round 2 winner, Green Blue Zeon Aggro, is facing up against my only loss for the night, my round 2 loss of Green Blue Zeon Aggro. So we got a mirror match here, folks. So which deck will win it all? Which version of Green Blue Zeon Aggro will win it all? Let's find out. Here we go, folks. It looks like the left side player will be going second here, as the left side player is just going to flip a 1 resource. We got a Zaku 2, not the Zaku 2 we're looking for. We would rather have the Zaku 2 with the extra AP attached to it. We're going to go for a Zaku 2 and a gun tank on the left side player. Looks a lot like what they did in round number 1 against white-blue freedom blockers. And we're going to go for more Zaku 2s. Oh, the Zaku 2s are here, everybody. Everybody's here. All the Zaku 2s are here. All the vanillas. All of them. All right, so a very interesting play here that played down a whole lot of vanillas. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Because again, both these decks are straight aggro. They basically are just going to beat down the board state. It's going to be very interesting if both sides are probably going to have to decide on some trades here of what they want to do. So anyways, there are 2 damage coming in on the base from the Zaku 2, and then I'm just going to put out a Rick Dom and then a 𝐒𝐍𝐶 as well, which of course came out of GDO2 here. We're going to immediately knock out the EX base here. Yeah, no, the base doesn't have 4 health points yet on it. And then Zaku 2 swinging in, Zaku 2 swinging in. We're going to hit, a 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base. Not something you want to see immediately out, especially in an aggro strategy. But again, you don't get any of the tokens off from the aggro strategies. We're going to burn for a Char Zaku 2, the rare unit from GDO1, and then a Rick Dom as well. The one problem is that Rick Dom is now quite dangerous over there because it is at 3 health points, which means that it can technically kill off one of these Zaku 2's lids and crack the EX base. So that's exactly what it's going to do here, where the Rick Dom is going to knock out the EX base with that breach. And then we're going to go for the gun tank into shields. We're going to hit a Zaku 2, the one we kind of actually wanted, the extra 3 AP, which would have been nice to knock out a EX base here, which actually would have been nice here to have as well against the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base, because it would have been able to not hit 3 damage on the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base as well, which is pretty nice. But anyways, we're going to have to see what else we want to do here. We still have the Zaku 2. We still have the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 to hit with the 𝐒𝐍𝐾, sorry, not the 𝐒𝐍𝐶. It's a 𝐒𝐍𝐶. It's to swing as well. So we have a couple of 2/2s if we wanted to trade them into our opponent's board state to protect ourselves. The problem is that, again, I guess that would be pretty good because, again, the Rick Dom and the Char Zaku would have to both go into the base, the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base, and knock it out. They wouldn't be able to really trade here. So this is the one problem in like this strange matchup. A lot of times it's going to turn into a trade matchup sometimes, where whoever can keep body's presence up on the board here is the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 goes to swings into shields. We see the Zaku 2 take out one of the Zaku 2s, and we're going to go for Char Zaku 2. We're immediately going to, oh no, put the Char right under the Char Zaku 2. We're going to kill off the other Zaku 2, take 2 damage to our body, and basically I think the left side player is starting to accumulate the board presence where the left side player is not able to. They're going to go for a white base here, then being able to put out a gun tank. We're going to kill off the Rick Dom here, so we don't have to worry about that one. Then we're going to go put a Amuro Array under the Char Zaku 2, so we can immediately knock out the base in 1 shot. And then the Dom is going to swing over the gun tank and then kill that. And then we're going to bound Dom's breach is then going to hit an Amuro Array out of the shields here. Interesting to see the white base played. Again, white base states your action in your main, you can pay 2 resources, and depending on how many units you have on the board, you can put out a token. If you have 0 units, you put out a 3/3 Gundam. If you have 1 unit, you put out a 2/2 gun cannon. If you have 2 or more units, you put out a 1/1 gun tank. So it's nice for spamming bodies, especially in an aggro strategy. But again, sometimes you got to be cautious on having that. I think the 𝐒𝐍𝐶 base would still be a little better than having the white base right now out in play. They're still both 0/5. They don't really do any damage until, Bandai gives us actually a base that actually does something, that actually can actually do some kind of damage. As we go for OG for under the Amuro Ray there. Pretty nasty. That does allow us to immediately knock out the white base here. And then immediately be able to trade in for 2 more points and then force our opponent. The problem is we have to trade into a body here. Otherwise, we are dead because of the fact that the right side player only has 1 health point left, as the 𝐒𝐍𝐿 2s are going to punch into each other here, and then that's going to create a 𝐒𝐍𝐿 2 token on death, both in rested position as well. So they do come immediately rested, meaning we can kill them. So anyways, we're going to go for the high Zaku killing off the gun tank, and then we're going to go for the OG Papa Gundam killing off the 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄 here, and then we're basically just going to pass and heal 2, leaving our opponent with only the 𝐒𝐍𝐿 2 token up on the board. Again, that's kind of what you have to do. In this matchup, it's kind of like, do you just straight up aggro your opponent and pray and hope they don't have a way to rectify you? So anyways, we're going to just swing in the 𝐒𝐍𝐿 2 here to immediately kill off the other 𝐒𝐍𝐿 2 token. We're going to trigger the white base effect here to pay 2, and then we're going to make a 3/3 Gundam because we had no units out on the board state right now. So that immediately allows us to play that. Then we're going to put out 2 gyms out on the board and just kind of spam up, basically forcing our opponent to say, do you have the win here next turn? Because I have now 3 bodies all standing to win the game. So that's basically what we're telling our opponent: either have the out to the board state or have a way to win this game on this turn, or pray and hope there's a base in your last 2 resource, the last 2 shields to save you. Or we could just put up a base and basically just say no to that. We do. Don't think we've seen a... Yes, we have seen a Corsica base, and there it was popped out from these shields here. As we see, yep, we do have the Corsica, so that is going to put out 2 1/1 Leos. That is going to be able to start bombing up the board state on our opponent as well. So we could easily just trade sit here and trade not care. Again, my opponent, your opponent does not have any way to kill you here because of the Gundam and the gyms coming in. But again, the problem is that if they see any link, you are still dead. So there is that aspect here. You got to be a little careful. So anyways, we're going to rest the, we're going to use a Leo under the, we're going to use Amuro under the Leo to rest out the Gundam, and then we're going to not use the Haizaku to knock that out, and then we're going to immediately be able to then swing the OG into the white base, knocking that one out as well. And then we're going to put down a 𝐕𝐃𝐃, and then we're just going to pass, leaving my opponent with 2 Leos, or 2 gyms on the board here. So that's probably not a bad idea there, just to ensure that the fact that the gyms cannot knock out the base here in one shot. So we're going to put an Amuro Ray under one of the gyms, and we're going to rest a Leo down on the board here, and we're going to put a Char under that one, and we're going to then swing over the OG Papa Gundam, knocking that out, and then we're going to swing into base here. I guess maybe there was a discussion of something as well. It looks like they might have caught something there. I'm not exactly completely sure. Oh, right. Okay. What they caught was the fact that the Gundam had no damage points on it. It should have healed off of that last turn there. So anyways, then the gym is going to swing in and it's going to do 1 damage. I think that's what they wanted to do, the gym to swing into the Gundam and attempt to kill it. But I don't think there was enough damage point there. Even with the 1 damage that got healed off, there wasn't much they could do. Opponent does have 3 resources, 3 shields left. We're going to go for 𝐕𝐃𝐃 to kill off the gym, and then we're going to breach. Oh, there goes a Char. Do they have any form of any 𝐒𝐍𝐿s? And then we're going to swing for 2 𝐒𝐍𝐿 2s into the resources, the extra deck, the starter deck 1, and the unit from GDO1, and we're just going to start spamming the board. That is basically, we're going to tell our opponent, you have to have the outs here, and there's nothing they can do. So basically, we're just going to show 2 Chars from that, and basically that is it. The right side's version of Green-Blue Zeon Aggro is going to win the mirror match of Zeon Aggro. So again, I think in the mirror, it comes really down to who drew the best hands, who drew the best bases, who drew the outs, and who just can punch the other side faster. And I think the right side showed that. They were able to punch. I mean, the left side truly was punching a lot faster. It's just that the right side just saw things that were a lot more helpful in that late game, mid-game to late game stretch of trying to win out the game. But again, that's kind of what this game state goes down to, is that it turns into who the heck can aggro the other one down, who heck sees their cards that they need to win the game and all of that. So yeah, that's what it kind of comes down to a lot of times. But I want your guys' thoughts down in the comments below on this mirror match of Green-Blue Zeon Aggro. What are your thoughts overall on Green-Blue Zeon Aggro? Do you think the card that really makes green-blue Zeon Aggro, really potent is that Amuro Ray. Do you think Amuro Ray should have been a linked pilot, so he only links to his specific mobile suits and then gets that rest, making him a little less as effective or as mass used as he is currently? Let me know that down in the comments, as well as anything else on the gameplay as well, if you guys are a fan lover of the Zeon Aggro. And let me also know, do you call it Zeon Aggro or do you call it 1 Year War? Let me know all of that down in the comments. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know if my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mom Dragons TCG.